Welcome to the Drastic Results with Tony Harris Taylor show.
To go to another level, you must try to learn and hear something new. So make the change today. So don't procrastinate and see your business grow and change. So check out Drastic Results, yeah, with Tony Harris Taylor. Tony Harris Taylor. Drastic Results, oh yeah, with Tony Harris Taylor. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I kind of like my theme song, Drastic Results. Hey. So how's everybody today? Today is Tuesday, 2/22/22. I had to say that live because a lot of stuff is going around social media about today's date. I would like to see what this day is going to end up looking like. Well, I want to welcome you to the Drastic Results with Tony Harris Taylor show. We have a great show for you today with my special guest and client, Andrea Hancock, out of Northern Virginia. But before I bring on Andrea, I just want to have a conversation. Today, we're going to talk about being organized and whether it's a physical organization or a mental organization. You know, it starts with your mindset. And we're going to talk a lot about that today on the show. But I've been going through some CEO training, and it is all about being organized and knowing your numbers and having your numbers be organized. And when I tell you it can be overwhelming, it absolutely can be overwhelming. But if you are a business owner, it's critical that you're not only organized with your numbers, organized digitally, organized to stay in touch with your clients, organized to be following up with your clients, and then also physical space needs to be organized. Because for me, I know when I have a ton of clutter, my mind cannot function right. And so today, our guest, Andrea, is going to talk about that. I want you to save the date. Pull out your phone, go to another tab and click on your calendar. If you are a coach, a consultant, a trainer, you sell your expertise. My next event is Profitable Events for Drastic Results. You actually can go to the URL now, Profitable Events for Drastic Results. You can't register yet. We're almost done with the page, but you can go and check it out. Save the date. Friday, April 29th and Saturday the 30th. It's an all virtual event. There will be speakers and there are speaking opportunities. So if you feel like your target market are speakers, coaches, consultants, service-based entrepreneurs, then talk to me, message me about being a potential speaker sponsor. But April 29th and 30th, I'm going to give you all the goods on how to run a profitable event without using your own money and to make six figures and beyond. Yeah, I did that. I didn't think that was possible for me. And I'm so grateful I was able to do it in November. And I've had 5 profitable events, everyone being increasingly more profitable. And I've never spent a dime of my own money. If you want to know how to make that happen, please save the date. And when the registration page is open, get registered. So I'm going to bring up my guest, Andrea Hancock, so you can meet her. And we're going to share with you how we met. And so let's bring Miss Andrea Hancock, Mrs. Andrea Hancock, which I find interesting. Hey, lady. She's in Northern Virginia, but all of her branding says Mrs. Andrea Hancock. And I've never asked you why the emphasis on Mrs. because it looks a little strange. Now, and I'm a Mrs., but I never write it. So I noticed your team has it too. So tell us who you are, what you do, and what is that about having the Mrs. in your branding?
Well, let me tell you, it was not planned. Um, we all have used hi hello for our email signature, and it has you fill out Mr., Mrs., Miss, whatever, and it adds that into the field. And I saw it too, and I was like, okay, not bad. I'm not gonna
I like it. I
be
like
upset about
it.
that.
You're not gonna buck the system. So I appreciate that. But I thought I need to ask her about that. So tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Hancock. I am founder and CEO of Dexterous Organizing. As Tony mentioned, we are based in Alexandria, Virginia, and soon to be helping clients all over the world virtually. But for now, we are helping busy professionals, busy people, especially as they go through a life transition. As we already talked about, organization is key in life, but how much more so when you're going through something that could be negative, it could be positive. A move, you got a new job, you got a new baby, but the added stress when you have to prepare and organize and put systems in place for all of those things. And we also help, as we mentioned, moving. We do relocation management.
Okay, very good. Now, you know, we are working on your market dominating position in our coaching. And one day we had this video challenge, if you guys follow my community. And that was a few weeks ago. And she brought her baby online. Now, I shouldn't do air quotes because he really is her baby. His name is Duncan, and she just was talking about how Dexter's team love pets. And so let's talk to our pet lovers about, you know, how the stress of moving actually affects them as well.
Oh, yes. Especially, well, dogs are more people oriented. Cats love their space. So when moving, I mean, they adapt, but you have to be very mindful about the transition for them. So a lot of people will put their animals in a daycare for the day. And then that's where we come in because we can get people unpacked in hours or days. Um, whereas when the pet is in the new space, their stuff's out. They smell their things, and it's a little less stressful for them. It may be a bit confusing, but having that quick turnaround, not being involved and mixed up with the movers,
Yeah,
having strange people in and out the house, it really makes a difference. And we mentioned before, our pets are a part of our family. We care about how they feel, their anxiety. Some of our pets are on medication, so we don't want to upset them too much. So we we can help get our pets organized. Having the systems for the parents can help the pets transition well as just as much as everybody else in the family.
I love it. I love it. And we are going to work that into the brand because, as you said, most of your team members have pets and they love pets. So let's talk about the mindset around being organized. You say that it starts mentally before it's a physical thing. So let's talk a little bit about that. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's so interesting that we had this planned, and then yesterday you and I were at an event with the executive director of Goldman Sachs program, 10,000 small businesses, Patrice Blackmore, and she gave three things that make goals stick. And the first one was mindset. And when you think about organizing, we love working with clients who get that organizing is not a one and done thing. We're not going to come in and you're going to get organized.
Mm,
Organizing is kind of like any physical transformation. If you want better skin, you got to eat better. You got to wash your face. You got to take your makeup off on a daily basis. If you want to have a healthy physique, You got to eat better. You got to exercise on a regular basis. It's not a one and done thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so the same is with organizing. It starts with the mind. So if you have a negative mindset off the break, it will affect your outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things we will be adding to our services is more coaching.
Mm.
We believe that our clients are naturally creative and whole, and they have the answers within themselves. A lot of times, people will hire a coach or a consultant or some advisor to tell them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to organizing, as I always, and my clients probably will know I say this, when I leave or when our team leaves, you're going to have to find what you need. And that's the definition of organized, finding what you need when you need it. So I can't tell you this is where you should put it. We have to think about, how do you think?
Right.
You function. But more importantly, if a person says, I've never been organized, I will never be organized,
Mm.
I can't, then more than likely that will be the outcome. But if we come with a more open mindset that you do know what to do, you can figure things out, you can do hard things, and readjusting the definition of what organized means. Like, a lot of people think, oh, it has to be, this Martha Stewart, home and gardens, picture. And that's not always the case. Again, the definition of organized is finding what you need when you need it. So it may look different, but really it's about how it makes you feel. And for me, I know a space is organized when it invites you to do what if the room or that space is functioned to do. So no one has to come and say, I wonder what this room is about.
Right.
You can walk, oh, this is a library. Oh, this is a kitchen. Oh, this is, but if you walk into a room and you have no idea what's going on, it's a little bit of everything, then like you said, your mindset is going to be also cluttered and confused.
So, is it possible for someone who makes up their mind that they are going to get organized and stay organized to make that transition? Because, you know, I look at sometimes people's garages and it's like, it doesn't stay there. Is it possible for them to make the transition and, keep their space organized after you've come in and work with them?
Absolutely. We have to recognize, just like when it comes to, again, our physical bodies, going back to skincare, going back to weight loss,
Hmm.
there's going to be times of the year, times of the month, times of whatever, where your skin may not be at its best.
Right.
You may, toward the end of the year, people start baking cakes and pies. We may gain a few pounds, but in realizing that that is not where can have to stay. It's just a journey. It's just the ebbs and flows of life. And so the same is with organizing. There may be, and that's why we help people a lot of times in transition, is because all of a sudden there's a huge change, and then there's, you know, um, a person may have passed away, and then there's all
Mhm.
their stuff, and then
Sure.
there's the feelings around the stuff, and then it's like, I don't know what to do with it. So that's a transition. It's a change. It's a flow. And so you can get organized, but then something may change. But recognizing that this is just temporary. There's
Okay.
going to be a time, there's going to be a point where we can reset. Um, and again, thinking about our mindset, who can help me? How can I
Right.
do this?
Right.
Not getting out into the thing that, oh, this always happens, I'll never be organized, this, it just goes to pot every single time. It's just a part of the flow, the part of the season.
Great. Very good. So, how did you come to start your business?
Well, I have been bit by the entrepreneur bug, probably one of the only people in my family. So that's a lonely journey, but but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. Um, but I loved business. I loved, some people are creative and love to create. I love to see how business forms and serves and is an entity. It's a creation, right? So I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And then in about 2009 or so, I saw a show called Clean House, Niecy
Okay.
Nash.
Okay.
And she was the host. She would coach people through organization. And on the show was a professional organizer, Linda Cooper Smith. And I love Linda. She was just had such a great personality. But it really enlightened me to the fact that there's such thing as a professional organizer. There was the interior designer, there was a yard sale guy, but this was a professional organizer. What is that? So I researched it on the internet and I found the Association for Professional Organizers, the National Association for Professional Productivity Consultants and Professional Organizers, NAPO.net. I joined the national chapter. I joined our local Washington, D.C. chapter in 2010. In 2011, I went to NAPO's conference in California on a hope and a prayer. I used miles, points. I didn't just started my business. I didn't have the funds. I had just quit my job. And so, but it was where I knew I just belonged in this industry.
Okay, very good. So she saw something on television, piqued her interest, went online, found an organization, showed up, and it changed her life. So I love that you have that story behind. I actually see you being some sort of, you don't have to be on TV anymore, using the streaming to do the same thing that Niecy was doing. I can totally see you doing something like that. So, but I just love how your story about showing up, being drastic, right? You didn't know what showing up to NAPO was going to be about. And then look at you now. So, how did we meet? I actually, y'all know, I teach how to use speaking to market your business. And so I was living what I teach. I was speaking at the Black National Professional Organizers Association, and Andrea was there. Um, and I always mention that I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses when I speak, mainly because I'm fishing for my sisters and brothers. And sure enough,
You caught me.
I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, you mentioned it toward the tail end of your story. And it was over Zoom, of course. So I'm messaging you like, you're my sister. We had a one-to-one scheduled. We've sat on each other's Bible studies. And it's just been we've hooked up on social media, and we check in on one another. And you texted me, I don't know when, it was last summer, and said, hey, I'm having a event, and you said you could be live in person or you can be virtual. I love virtual networking. I love virtual things, but when all day conferences, I need to be in person. And I wanted to meet you in person. So next thing I knew, I'm on there looking for flights. I got my ticket, and you just were overjoyed when I was like, I'm coming.
I can't believe it. You were the first one to register.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it, and I'm so glad you came. But I want to back up in that story, because this is going to networking and the power of showing up. Tell the story from before the meeting, where you didn't really want to be there.
Yes. So I'm an introvert by nature. So I need time to recharge. And usually being on Zoom, being on meetings all day, by dinner time, I'm done. I want a glass of wine. I want to eat dinner and watch a TV show. Talk to my honey. That's all I want to do. So 2 nights in a row, the night before you spoke, I was at another evening event over Zoom. And then I had, you had piqued my interest. I had it on my calendar, and I had never been to a live National Association of Black Professional Organizers meeting. They
Okay.
record them, and so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna catch the recording. But for this some reason, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna show up. I'm going to lay on the couch. I'm going to have, or I might have been in the bed. Who knows? I didn't have my camera on. And I did have my camera on for a little bit because I was my first time live, and I had to do a little introduction and whatever. But I showed up. I listened to your talk, and here we are.
Here we are. So she didn't feel like it. She had already done a meeting the night before. She got that shove from the spirit, though, to be there. And now we know why. She showed up, and look at where we are. And I am honored you chose me to be your coach. And we are, I'm watching, we're putting things in place that are drastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just loving watching your growth, and here you are today. So thank you so much for trusting me with your business. So let's go back to organizing. Let's give the audience 3 tips. Let's just, since we cater to business people, let's talk about 3 tips to organize your office space.
Hmm. This can be difficult, but when a person's overwhelmed by the stuff that's going on in the office, the illustration I always like to use is if you walked in to the kitchen and the sink was clogged and the faucet was on and there's water pouring onto the floor, what's the first thing you're going to do? Is it grab a mop and start mopping the floor? No, it's to turn the water off, right?
Right.
And so many times we, in a panic, we're grabbing the mop and we're just wiping water off the floor. Meanwhile, it's steadily flooding over, coming in, and we're just draining energy. But a lot of times we have to think about, well, where is this coming from? Why are there business cards stacked, in my office? Why is there, unopened mail and magazines here?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to think about where's the overflow coming from and stop it. Unsubscribe if we need to. When we go to business networking events, just not grabbing everything, just having a plan of action for when we get business cards, having a system for when things come in, where, one inbox. I love getting things done methodology. David Allen, I couldn't think of the
Mm-hmm.
author's name,
Mm-hmm.
but he thinks he's, one place everything should go in an inbox. And it sounds weird, but it really does work. So, but don't, if your inbox is full of, they say, who shot John? Things you don't need, stop it. That's tip number 1.
Good. Unsubscribe. So clean the clutter. And that's hard to do because one day they may send me something I'm going to miss out on. But I will tell you, unsubscribing has helped me because when my inbox is overflowing, I can't, again, it's just like a file overflowing. So, okay. So turn off the faucet by unsubscribing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What other tip do you have?
Another tip would be resetting. And what I mean by that is at the end of the day, definition of organized is finding what you need when you need it. If your desk, right now, if you looked at my desk, you can tell I've been working, and that's okay with me. It doesn't have to be neat every single part of the day. But at the end of the day, things that haven't been done go to the inbox, things I have to do go on my calendar, and I'm resetting so that my future self knows what the heck's going on when she walks back in the office the next day. And giving myself a fair start, writing things down. And that's going to be tip number 3. Is another thing that David Allen talks about is having mind like water. And the reason why a lot of us are so disorganized, partly is the stuff, but a lot of it is because we're carrying so much in our heads.
Mm.
But if we get it out, we write lists. For me, lists don't mean much. I have to put it on my calendar. It has the ding. It has the whirl. It has to pop up on my phone for me to recognize it.
She
So
said it has the whirl.
it has the whirl. Woo! It has to do something to get my attention, because that's where you can. A lot of times, have you ever, sat down to take a nap and you're scared to fall asleep because you're like, if I fall asleep, I might miss my next
Yes,
patient.
yes.
So we set our phones, 5 minutes, or tell Alexa to wake us up at a certain time. And then you can just drift off and know that you're not gonna, miss the next thing or oversleep. And the same thing is with things that pop up. I'm always telling somebody, Siri, Google, Alexa, to remind me to do something. So get it out of your head and set it up for your future self to remember.
I love that. One of the things I do, I still operate by old fashioned to do lists. I need to look into a electronic to do list, but there's something about writing it down
Mm-hmm.
is emptying my brain so that number one, I don't forget things, and promise you this, if it doesn't get written on the to-do list, it does not get done. So, unloading is a great tip to keep myself organized so that I don't drop the ball and miss following up or doing something I'm supposed to do. And I love what you're saying about setting alarms, reminders, with recurring reminders. Those are all great tips to help you to organize your, not only your physical but also your mental.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So tell everybody how they can get in touch with you.
Well, you can go to our website here, dexterousorganizing.com. You can call our number, 703-653-0088. And I'm going to be honest, someone's going to take a message, get your information, and we'll get right back to you. If you want to book an appointment directly with us for this free discovery call, you can go to www.book, like a book, bookdexorg.com. And there, our scheduler will pop up and you can book your free discovery call.
Wonderful. Excellent. And then she's an excellent networker as well. So if you want to expand your network and just network with Andrea, she is a great connector. And that's why she fits so well in the drastic results community. So thank you so much for your tips. Thank you for your energy. And thank you for trusting me as your coach with your business.
Absolutely.
Any final thoughts?
I will say most of the people talking about networking, most of the people that we refer, because we can't fix all of our clients' problems or challenges when it comes to getting them from point A to point B, we got from networking. So we love sending referrals, people we know, like, and trust to our clients so that they can have a great experience with us.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again so much, and stay in the background for a minute. All right. Wasn't that awesome? Getting decluttered starts here first, then the physical. And she gave some great tips about how to be organized in your business as a business owner. So, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to save the date, April 29th and 30th. Profitable events for drastic results. Go to the website and check that out. And if you would like to schedule a one-to-one with me, you can go ahead and go to meetwithtonyharristaylor.com and schedule time to see how I can help you to grow your business. This is Tony Harris Taylor saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. Bye.